open. Two of the wards are open this time, this election cycle. What's interesting about Danville is if you run for a ward office, you have to live in that part of town, but all the voters vote for you, no matter where they live. So it's not just the people that you represent, you still are voted on by the entire town.
Hey. No. I cover Danville, so hopefully I'll
Oh, okay,
see you.
okay. Well, I've been at the town council meeting. We moved, my wife and I moved to Danville in November of 1999. And since I've always been interested in politics, I started attending the town council meetings in 2000, January of 2000, and I've continued to do so ever since. But I was the chief of police there for 6 years and 9 months. So I obviously attended them and a lot more at that time. But since I'm no longer the chief, I do still attend the council meetings. I'm on the Economic Redevelopment Commission, and at one time before I became the chief, I was on the Planning Commission, but once I became the chief, I had to go off of that. Okay.
Well, I guess one of my first questions is, how have budget cuts affected the council, and how would you address it?
Well, you know, I know that the council members now, and I helped on the last budget cycle some. I was at the very beginning before I left. And I know that they're having to make some real difficult decisions on what's there for spending, what's not, what's for employees. Hey, they've even had to look at layoffs, which so far they've been able to avoid, which I think is great. Our employees in Danville are one of our great resources. We do have fantastic employees. But I know the budget cuts have affected that. They've affected extracurricular things. They've affected everything, including hiring part-time people for summer help. So I know that they have affected that. I also know with the town looking at annexation, looking at the new Walmart coming in, looking at some more housing additions, and looking at even some apartment complexes, looking at extending all the way out and annexing maybe the airport in the next few years, that our public services are going to be stretched, most especially probably police and fire. Because even though, after checking with the sheriff's department, I find they don't have a lot of calls in that area, you still have to patrol. You still have to be responsive. So I think finding the money to do that, the best ways, I can't answer that. I'm still looking into it, but I will say I think we need to look at maybe some business partnerships, maybe some alternative funding, trying to bring more money into the town. Like the Walmart coming in will obviously bring more money, but then again, it's going to take resources. If you compare that with other locations where large box stores like that have come in, your police and fire runs and EMS runs go up. So it will take more resources. But then a part of that also is you don't really start getting any tax money from those for a couple of years. So it's going to be continue to be stretched unless we can find some alternatives, whether that is federal or partnerships with businesses, I don't know, but I think they're things we need to explore.
Okay. What is one agenda item that your town, you think, needs to focus on?
I think one agenda is we need to attract more businesses into town. To the square, absolutely, since that's the center of our town. And we, not to put down any other towns, I'm not doing that at all, but we have a quaint town. We have a town with a town square where we have concerts, where we have farmers markets. We are a real town like that. We not only need those businesses on the square, but we also need them spread throughout the area of Danville. So I think one of the things we need to do is concentrate on getting more businesses coming into town, but not neglecting our residents at the same time.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
I can't really think of it. I mean, I've been interested in politics for a long time. I think all politics is local. People have said that a lot. I think my wife and I moved in and we've been embraced, and you know, a lot of times small towns tend to be cliquey and we'll never be natives. But then again, we jumped right in. I mean, I'm on the board of directors for Danville Public Library. I'm the mission chair for our church. I'm on the board of directors for Rotary. I'm the worshipful master at the Masonic Lodge. You know, my wife is on the Hendricks County Arts Council, and she helps with finance and all that at St. Mary's, Mary Queen of Peace Parish. So we've jumped in, and we've done a lot of volunteer work in Danville because it's embraced us. And it sounds corny, but it's kind of a way of giving back.
Oh,
okay?
That's nice.
Okay.